What's up everybody, what's going on, and welcome back to another video. If you guys don't know what my channel is all about, I take products such as these and test them out and make reviews on them. Now this product is actually a battery from the brand Doteco, I think is how you say it, and the specific battery is called TiK10. There are a few things that set this battery apart from other batteries, but really the main thing is just the size of it, and that it's so small. But guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and get to the product itself. Now before we get into the product itself, I do want to mention that these are the cards we're going to be using today. They're just regular 1g Delta 8 cartridges from the brand Tree. They were nice enough to send over a couple cards for me to try out to show to you guys, and I haven't actually used these yet. I wanted to get a first impression on camera for you guys. But yeah, the two cards we got today are Cookies and Granddaddy Perp from Tree. Alright guys, so to get into the actual product itself here, you can see it comes with this like tube packaging, and you just pop the top off and the battery is in the top half right there. And this is about the size of it. As you can see, it is about the size of my thumb. And as you guys can see at the bottom, it is USB-C charging. There's actually 4 different heat levels on this battery, which I really like because I definitely like to switch between the different temperatures to get different flavors with the carts I use. And especially if you guys are using like a live rosin, like actual cannabis cart or something like that, you guys are definitely gonna want to get the different like lower temperatures in there. So I would strongly recommend this battery if you guys have like a rosin or live resin cart or something, like, you know, just something other than a distillate cart that you guys are using, so you guys can get the full experience and effects. So if you guys want to see all the different settings, you can go ahead and pause the video right here and go ahead and take a look at the packaging. It does have a 12-minute auto shut-off time. And there's actually something else at the bottom half of this battery, and it does come with a charger. As you guys can see there, it's a USB-C charger. But yeah guys, as you can see at the bottom there, all these things will be included in the packaging. So guys, that's gonna be it for the packaging. So guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and test this thing out. So guys, the way I'm gonna start the review is kind of just by comparing it to a regular 510 battery. So the first thing with the 510 battery is that usually the voltages range from 3.3 volts to 4.8, while this one goes all the way down to 2.7 and only goes to 4.2 volts. So what it looks like is that this battery is really just made to be able to enjoy your oil at whatever temperature you want. Whether that be low or high, it gives you 4 different settings. And sometimes you want bigger clouds and sometimes you want more flavor. And yeah, you can change the temperature on the regular 510 batteries, but I feel like this is gonna burn it at a way more consistent voltage, and you have a little bit more freedom with the temperature on this one. Now guys, that same brand also sent out another battery along with the TiK10. This is actually the Mid Gear 4. And just to bust open this one real quick to be able to compare this one to the TiK10. As you guys can see here, it's kind of this like cool looking little rectangle battery. The only thing negative I have to say about it is that the button kind of moves around a little bit. But other than that, it seems like a really solid product. But yeah guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into testing the TiK10. And like I said, I've never used this card before, so first impressions will be on camera. But yeah guys, right off the bat, the cards do look pretty solid. The oil is super thick and doesn't really move at all. The only thing I do have to say about it is that it kind of has a yellowish tint to it, but I'm pretty sure that's because it was in my mailbox at like 110 degrees for like a day or two. So I think that's why the color's a little weird. Yeah, it's just like any other battery. 5 clicks to turn it on and 5 clicks to turn it off, and 2 clicks for the preheat mode. And as you guys can see here, this is what it looks like when it's preheating. Damn. That was pretty much all flavor, and even though it was a little bit of clouds, it was really smooth. As for the flavor, it was pretty good. It was kind of like earthy and sweet at the same time. It wasn't really creamy or anything like that, but this card definitely tastes like a classic cookie card should. But yeah guys, the low temp is definitely a move on this battery for sure. 3 clicks to change the temperature. Let's turn it up to the 3rd highest temperature setting. Let's go ahead and turn it up to the highest temperature setting and just see what this card's talking about. This is definitely a solid little battery to have. It's not like super heavy in your hand. But yeah guys, so far battery's super good. As for the carts, I don't know how I feel about this cookies cart. It's good, the flavor's alright, but it's not the smoothest cart in the world. But then again, that might just have to do with the fact that, I don't know, maybe the heat got to it or something like that. Also, Delta 8 is pretty rough or harsh in general, but as I'm talking about this, I can definitely feel the effects start to set in. And they feel super relaxing. I can feel it like in my head and kind of like in my shoulders and back, just kind of like going down my body as it sets in. But usually with Delta 8 carts, I can't really like pinpoint exactly where I feel it, but with this cookies cart, I can actually kind of like, I don't know, feel it working, I guess, if that makes sense. But yeah guys, let's go ahead and unscrew the cookies cart and take a look at the Granddaddy Perp. As for the dry hit on this one, it isn't nearly as earthy as the cookies one is. It's probably about the same level of sweetness, but it kind of has a like perp grapey taste to it as well. Especially on the exhale, like at the end of the exhale, it's like kind of like a grapey berry taste, which actually tastes pretty good. All right, let's go ahead and hit this one on the 2nd temperature setting there. Damn. I was about to say, right off the bat, I can tell I like this one better. But I don't know, there's kind of like a weird taste at the end there too as well. Also, the look of it just reminds me of something that like I would have wanted back in high school. Yeah, I would have seen this on Instagram or something and been like, damn, that's dope. But yeah, so far I'm really enjoying the battery. As for the weight of it, I feel like the cart's like about the same weight, or maybe even a little bit heavier than the battery itself. But that's maybe something that the company could work on, making the battery itself just a little bit heavier to make it feel just that much better in your hands. But yeah guys, other than that, I really have no complaints so far, other than just I feel like there should just be like a little bit more power behind it. And another thing to point out guys is that your car is completely exposed when using this battery. I mean, it's the same thing with the regular 510 battery, but I know that some people like to have a little cover over their car or something like that, so if they step on it or it bends in the middle right here, it doesn't just automatically break. So that's something else to think about, but that kind of defeats the entire purpose of keeping it like as small as possible, because that's really the whole point of this battery. It's just that it's like a tiny little thing, you know? But yeah, so far I can definitely feel the Delta 8 sitting in from these syringe sheet cards, and it's actually a really clear and smooth like onset. Like sometimes you hit some Delta 8 and like it gets you high, but it doesn't like give you the clearest head or anything like some Delta 8 should. This, I can definitely feel the onset and like the clear-headedness of it that comes along with the Delta 8 high. Also, just like using this is super satisfying. I don't know why, but it just is. But yeah guys, let's go ahead and compare the TiK10 to the Midgear 4. So guys, for a quick overlook of the Midgear 4, it does actually have 4 temperature settings just like the TiK10 one does. And it has an all-metal body with a metal gear button and a 15-second preheat mode. And it does actually have USB-C charging here at the bottom. You just have to flip this little thing down, and the charging port's right there, and it actually covers back up when you're done using it. But yeah guys, just off looks, I kind of like the Midgear 4 better. Alright guys, so to get into hitting this here. Okay, I can definitely tell that the Midgear feels more solid in your hand. But they do feel like they have about the same amount of power behind them, so if you guys were looking for something that hits the hardest, they'll probably be about the same there. But I'm gonna go ahead and try out the cookies cart on the Midgear 4 so we can get a fair comparison. So we're on the 3rd temperature setting here. Damn. Now guys, I actually got a 3G cart on this 510 battery here. It's actually lemon gelato if you guys were wondering. But yeah, I'll go ahead and hit it on the TiK10 to see how it compares to just a regular battery. We'll go ahead and hit on the 2nd lowest temperature setting. Damn. Bro, I've never tasted this cart that well before. And the only pen I've used it on is this. So it just goes to show that there's a big difference between using something like this and using something like this. Because guys, that hit was like super creamy, and it was pretty much just all flavor, even though it was on the 2nd lowest temperature setting, and I still got like a decent sized cloud. And I can definitely say, like, I'm noticing something. The 3Gs are hitting way better on this than the syringes are. It's probably just the difference in hardware between the companies, but the 3Gs like smacking crazy on this battery. So guys, I would genuinely actually recommend trying out the TiK10 battery, especially along with the 3G cart, because I don't know why, but the 3G cart on the TiK10 battery is hidden. Of course, the battery life is a big deal when it comes to batteries, and I can't actually tell you how long the battery life lasts because this is my first time using it. But I'd assume it lasts a decent amount of time, and it is USB-C charging, so it is going to charge faster than a regular 510 battery would. So guys, another thing some of you guys might be wondering is how the button feels when you press it, and so just this is how it is. So it is a whole button, it's not just like some cheap kind of thing. But yeah guys, if you guys have any more questions about this battery, let me know in the comments and I'll try to answer them. Or if you guys have actually used this battery before, let me know your experience down in the comments. But yeah, the size and the feel of it, along with the 4 different temperature settings, really just puts it aside from all the other just regular 510 batteries that you see. Because it feels like a lot of other batteries are just kind of like a device to use a cart with, but this one is actually made to just create the best experience you can while using a cart. But yeah guys, if I had to rate it, I'd probably rate it like a 9 out of 10. The only thing that I'd say that could be better is that I think it could be a little bit heavier and feel more durable in your hand. But yeah guys, I feel like if you tried to make this better in every way possible, you'd probably end up with something like this. Now if I had to rate the Midgear 4, I'd probably rate it like an 8.5 out of 10. I do really like this battery almost as much as I like the TiK10. But what could be better is that the battery could be less loose so it doesn't move around as much. And I feel like maybe if you made it a little bit shorter, then it would make it just that much better. But yeah guys, I'm definitely going to be continuing to use these with the carts I buy in the future. But yeah guys, and as for the carts I used today, the cookies and the Granddaddy Perp they were pretty good. As for the effects were super good, and I'd honestly say that these carts had some of the better Delta 8 effects that I've tried. But as for the flavor wasn't really there too much. It was alright. It was like a nice sweet earthy flavor, but with the Granddaddy Perp it kind of had like a weird flavor that I feel shouldn't be in there, and kind of the same thing with the cookies. And I don't know if that's due to maybe they were left out on the heat for too long or something like that, but the flavors were good, but they just weren't great, and there's definitely other carts and brands that have better flavors. Obviously it just comes down to the terpene blend, but I can 100% say that this 3G cart tasted insane on the TiK10, and I didn't really get that with the syringe carts. But yeah guys, that's really going to be it for this review. If you guys enjoyed, then be sure to leave a like and let me know down in the comments. Hopefully this video helped you make a decision. If you guys know anyone that uses products like these or could find the videos helpful, then be sure to share the channel with them. But yeah guys, thanks for watching, and until next time, peace.